It's Alea Antoine. You're listening to Tease podcast. Everyone loves a tease. Stop. Don't get too excited. We had a roommate in our fight over the laundry.
I don't even want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, I genuinely have like trauma from that. I actually think about it at least once a week, and that's something I never wanted to mention.
You think about that once a week?
Yeah, like I actually sometimes it'll keep me up at night.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tease podcast. We are joined by the one and only Kai Garcia today. Woo! How are you doing, Kai?
Good.
It's been a long time since you've been on the podcast.
I feel like we say this. This is like the way that we start every single podcast that has me on it.
Because here's what happens. Kai records an episode and then Kai is like, I already did one. Hit me up next quarter. And then I'll do it again. Well, guys, we have a very special episode planned for you today. It is a very dope episode because April 20th is this Sunday. And I just found out that April 20th is also Easter. Did you know that?
Oh my god, I just realized that.
Yes. I was looking it up and I typed in like 420 on TikTok, and then it was like everyone was saying on Easter I'm going to be jumping so high to God. I don't know if that's so terrible. But to celebrate, because as you know, I have never been shy about the fact that like I smoke and that I've smoked. I've lived in legal states and I live currently in a legal state, so don't even try to come at me. But I thought that this would be a really fun way to do our episode. So me and Kai both took a shot of liquid THC right before we started recording. So at any point in this podcast, if you see us put our sunglasses on, just know that we are getting high as the sky. Happy Easter. And also anything on this episode cannot be held against us. We cannot be canceled for it. We're not experts on anything. And we are going to be mentally impaired the whole time we're talking. I did something that I never do. I shot my shot for friendship, which means that you don't just do as I preach. I walk the walk and I talk the talk. It's really crazy how it happened. When me and Kai first moved into this complex, there was this apartment that had pink lights, just like beautiful pink lights. And I'm a pink girly, so when I see a pink light glowing in the distance, I'm walking to it. It's like if someone wanted to kidnap me, show a pink light in the distance, and I'm like, what's that? So I see the pink light and then I see her vanity and I'm being nosy as shit. I'm kind of like looking and I'm like, who lives there? You know what I mean? Like, it's so cute. And then I like didn't think about it. I just told Kai, I was like, oh my God, there's a pink apartment. I need to be friends with whoever lives there. This was when we first moved in, like November. Then, like literally last week, Kai sees a TikTok and is like, I think this is the girl with the pink lights. And so then I DM her on Instagram and we just went out for drinks yesterday, which was super fun. I've had a busy week. I've done my makeup 3 days in a row. And if you know anything about doing your makeup 3 days in a row, by the end, you're like, I can't do anymore. Which is why tomorrow I'm probably just going to edit and crash out because I'm like, I don't want any plans because I've already beat my face so much. But we went out yesterday for drinks at like a rooftop bar and we walked around like this cute little town center. I kid you not, like, because I picked her up. She got in the car and you would think we'd known each other for a long time.
Oh, you picked her up?
Yeah, we drove together.
Oh.
Yeah, I just wanted to be the one driving because I felt like if I'm not driving, what am I going to do with my hands while I'm passenger? Like, I was like, I don't know someone, and if you're driving, I would be like, hi. So I was like, you know what? I'm way more comfortable wasting my gas, but having my hands on the wheel. And if I don't know what to say, I just pretend like I missed a turn. But it actually went so well. She got in the car and she was like, hey, girl. And I was like, hey. And we were like, it's so good to meet you. We talked the whole drive there.
I'm just laughing because did you just pick her up like at the front of our apartment? Like
in front of the leasing office.
That's funny.
So I was like, I don't know what building you're in. And she's like, I'll just go to the front at the roundabout and then come get me. So I probably look like an Uber. I'm like, get in, bitch.
That's funny.
No, I felt like a dude because I had rap music playing really loud, and then I pull up, open the door, and
That's
then
so
I
gay of
lower
you.
the music, and I'm like, "What's up?"
That's so gay of you.
No, I was like, I fear I'm the mask in this friendship. But I also was wearing a schoolgirl skirt and clips and loafers. To put it in the perspective, you would have hated it. We talked the whole car ride. We talked walking to the bar. We talked waiting for our seat. We talked walking to the seat. Talked the entire meal. And as I started drinking, and also with her, we just like, it was like mouth vomit. But like we were both doing it, so it was fine. I was like, this is why I don't drink a lot. It's because I like don't shut up.
I don't.
No. Kai told me something about when I got home yesterday. And what were you gonna say?
Okay. So while you were asleep, I like would turn around.
In the bed?
And yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I that's why I asked you what you ate. Because you like reeked of like alcohol, but like alcohol and garlic.
Wait, but I showered.
I don't know what it was.
I
But I would turn
showered.
around, I was like, oh my god. I literally drove to school and I was like, what the fuck did she eat yesterday? That's why I went, and then I was even gonna text you and stuff, but then like, I just forgot. So that's why when I got home, I was like, I need to know. I need to know why
Wait,
you smelled like alcohol.
I see why Kai was wondering if I wanted that said on the podcast, because that is definitely offensive. First of all, it's crazy that you said I smelled because it was like the closest you've like stayed next to me the
I
entire
think
night.
it was me trying to figure out if it was you or if it was like the air. But no, it was you.
What we had, so my first drink I had was, I mixed my liquor. Like, you know what? That was my issue. I had a margarita first of mezcal. And then we had crab and shrimp dip. Mm-hmm. I didn't feel like it tasted garlicky. I had wonton chicken tacos. I didn't think that tasted that garlicky. Then I had an espresso martini with vodka. Then we walked to another bar and I got a mojito. So I did tequila, vodka, rum.
Yeah, you did mix. You mixed.
I mixed like a... Guys, I lost my lip gloss. I lost my Swarovski bracelet. My pride. And I also woke up this morning, I couldn't find my ID. Luckily, I found it stuffed in the back of like where I normally don't put my wallet.
You must have been, okay, honestly, now that you're telling me all this, like, I'm like, maybe a little more than tipsy while you were out.
I didn't think that I was. Like, for me, I honestly didn't even feel drunk until like I literally like laid down on the couch with you.
Yeah, I think
like I felt like completely like fine the whole time.
You were definitely probably a little more gone than you thought.
Maybe. I mean, I was one drink behind her each time, so I just thought this is responsible.
But you don't drink a lot.
That
so
is true.
3 drinks for you.
When was the last time I had 3 drinks?
It's been a minute.
I don't drink 3
no,
drinks.
No, like, you don't drink. We don't really drink anymore.
No, we don't. I'm just a social drinker now. Like, if I'm out, then I drink. But, I mean, I'm saying that when I went to the pool today and I put red wine in my hydro flask. But wine isn't alcohol, right?
What? Yes, it is.
Yeah, but, like, it's not the same. It's good for your heart. It's good for your skin. It's, like, not like liquor. Like, it's just, like, keeping culture going, you know? Like, there's not enough wine drinkers in our generation.
No. If anything, I actually learned today that you're not unique.
I'm not unique?
No, you're not unique.
What do you mean I'm not unique?
There are so many people who drink their glass of wine before bed. And
really?
Red wine specifically. Yes. It is not just you. You are not unique.
You know how my individuality complex is. I don't like
That's
this.
That's what I have to tell you. You have an eyelash.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you got it.
You screamed that. I can tell that Kai's working at Date Club because Kai's been talking extremely loudly.
No.
Kai talks to me like, hi, how are you?
That's how I talk in school, I think, too. Like, I'll just say random things and I'm like a little bit louder than usual. I'm like, I feel like I just screamed that.
I remember one time when I was in college, remember when we first started dating, I was like, Kai, I think I'm going deaf. Like, I'm losing my hearing. Everything sounds foggy. I'm getting headaches. Like, I'm going deaf. I go to the clinic at my college, and the lady goes, this is the most amount of earwax I've seen in years. She said it's my sinuses, so it's like not my fault.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not my fault, guys. I'm not grody. Do you remember that word, grody?
Grody.
Gross and dirty. Okay, guys, in honor of the 420, because I don't personally feel anything right now. Do you feel anything? Check in. You feel something? I only feel something in the way that we're talking. You know what? Maybe I don't have a good radar of how I am, because this is how I felt yesterday. And I was like, I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
So, in honor of 420, let's get into what we all want to know. What's a joke with Zaza? I was going to say the tease, the Taza. Tease, Zaza.
Teaser.
Tease, Zaza. Let's just get into it, guys. Do you remember the first time that you ever smoked weed? If you're not watching this on YouTube or Spotify, Kai has just now put on their sunglasses. So
Okay.
we're one deep. Okay, keep going
Anyways,
to the story.
So my first time smoking weed, sorry mom and dad, was actually in Colombia. So like my first time smoking weed was literally Colombian weed, which is kind of cool.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say it's pretty cool. Little me was like hanging out with like people that were a little older than them, and so like I think we were standing outside and one of my cousin's friends like started smoking something, and like I knew immediately what it was, but like obviously like I didn't want to ask for it, and like two, like I wasn't gonna do it or anything. And then they offered it to me, and I was like, and I was like, oh, like sure. But then like a part of me was like, fuck, is my cousin like looking at me like, is she gonna let me do it?
Oh my God. I know the feeling though when you're like, I'm not gonna do that. Then someone's like, you want this? And you're like, yeah, why not?
Yeah. So that's literally, I was like, fuck it. Like I'm in Colombia, like whatever. I'm saying that like I'm like 21, like
Yeah.
oh, I'll just take some
You know
shots.
what? Fuck it. We're in Vegas.
Let's take some shots. No, yeah. So then I looked at my cousin. My cousin at first, she was like, no, like she's too young. You can't give her weed. And then the guys were like, come on, like just let her try it. You know, like you smoke too, like you know it's okay. And so then she was like, do what you want.
So then she went,
Do
okay.
as you please, I guess. And so I went, okay. And I smoked.
Wow. Peer pressure.
Yeah, I was actually peer pressured. I was weak. Yeah, I don't really remember it.
You don't remember what the high was like?
No.
Do you remember like anything after that point?
Oh. I just remember that moment only.
So you don't remember anything after smoking?
No, not like the first time. Honestly, it must have been a very long time ago because I actually don't really remember.
Or you were that gone, because like I feel like everyone
Oh,
remembers
there's a chance that I was really that gone.
Everyone remembers their first time for you to be like, and then
really,
and then the next, yeah.
No, I truly
Most
don't
people
remember.
remember.
I don't remember it.
My thing was like in middle school. I don't think I've said this on the pod. Me and my best friend, I would sleep over at her house, and she had older siblings, so we were always like, okay, when we're in high school, we're gonna party, we're gonna go out, we're gonna drink, so like we should practice so we don't like act a fool or end up in a bad situation. So we should practice getting trashed before we go to high school. So like I think it was either 7th or 8th grade, we started making lean, and I would go to Walgreens.
Wait, was this before or after you've tried weed?
This was before.
So y'all went for the gutter.
We went straight to lean.
That's like when people say like, oh, I've never smoked weed, but I've done cocaine. And I'm like, what?
But I would go in and be like, yeah, I was born 98. Or my mom used to leave her like ID in the drawer. And my mom was like 30 at the time, but she looked so young that like we looked exactly the same. You know what I mean? I think this was my first time smoking weed. I was talking to this guy in high school, and he wasn't cute, but he was really rich, and so we got along really well. And then he invited me to a party, and I was like, oh, like, this is so fun, because, like, he had the big house. I was like, this is basically my party. Like, you know when the guy that you're talking to or dating throws a party, so you're like, this is my party? That's the type of shit I was on. And then he makes out with another girl right in front of me. I lose my shit. I am like, I don't think I said anything at the moment. I think I just was like, what the fuck? And he was like, I literally didn't kiss her. And I was like, I literally watched you. And he's like, you must be drunk. And I was like, I haven't even drank yet. He was like, I must be drunk. And so I got like really upset. So me and my friends, we left the party and we went to my friend's house. And the girl whose house we were staying at, she had so many siblings and stuff, so like the house was already noisy. And my other friend like had this weird talking stage like on and off with the guy. So she was like, "You're upset. I want to go see my man. Do you want to sneak out of our friend's house and go to a kickback?" And I was like, "Okay, I'll sneak out if Ole comes too." And she's like, "No, like if my parents find out, they're gonna kill me. I'm staying home." So we're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's sneak out of her house. We without her.
That's awful.
We Ubered to a kickback and we were all in the backyard and all the guys were like, "Damn, Larry, that sucks." And I was like, "Yeah." And then one of the guys was like, "This should fix that." And then I smoked a pipe.
A pipe? That's funny.
Yeah, no. And then me and the girl, when we got back, we set off the alarm because we're dumb fucks and we had to type in the gate code. But it wasn't a gate code where it's just a code. It was a gate code that calls the fucking...
Oh.
So we like we made it to the end almost, and that was what gave us away. We should have just hopped the fence. And then I got grounded for like 3 months after that.
Honestly, as you should, because sneaking out of somebody else's house is crazy.
Have you ever greened out before?
Oh, yeah.
Have I seen you green out or no?
No.
Oh, when did you green out?
Me and my bestie, when we were like in high school, we would lock ourselves in her room and we would smoke out of apples. Like, did you ever do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I used to smoke out of an apple too. I still remember how to do it.
You do a straw?
We didn't do a straw. We did a pen.
Okay, yeah. I meant a pen. Or just something like strong.
Round and hard.
Yeah, you stab through it.
You stab through it vertically,
Yeah,
and
vertically,
then horizontally.
So
it has to basically make an L inside the apple.
Yeah.
You put the weed at the top hole, and you
not an L, like a cross.
Oh,
or
yeah.
like a
and then you put the weed in the top hole, and then you smoke out of the
bottom one.
Yeah.
No, don't you put it in foil?
I was always on the decoring the apple duty, so like my other friend would do the next part, so I have no idea what she used to do. But no, I'll do my funny one after that then, because it's like from that exact apple experience is when I greened out. Maybe it's the apple.
Maybe. We would always do it. But this night in particular, like, I don't know what got into us, but we like smoked the hell out of our pens and then also hit the apples. And then we also had like, I think it was like banana bread or something, that like a whole thing of banana bread. We ate that like probably in like 10 minutes. Like we stuffed ourselves with that. Then all of a sudden we both go, "I feel fucking sick." And like,
eating a whole thing of banana bread is criminal.
But it wasn't like we felt like a stomach sick. Like we just felt so high that we were like, "Are we gonna die? Are we gonna die in my friend's bed? And her mom's gonna find us, and then my parents are gonna be like, 'Of course, y'all were smoking weed.'" I don't even know. I was just paranoid the whole time, and that was extremely scary. And like, you feel like you're gonna constantly throw up too,
No.
but you're not actually throwing.
I
like, you
hate
don't throw
that
up.
feeling, or when you cough so bad that you're like, my lung is gonna pop out. No, because I feel like Texas, since it's not legal, the weed there, now that I've been in Washington, who has, I would say, the best weed I've ever had, and then Vegas, which is also legal, I tripped like I never have in Texas. Remember there was one time, my friend's mom came to talk to us, and her head had 3 of them. And I was like, and I literally felt like I was going to pass out. My green out was the same thing in apple. It could have been because we mixed though. I was literally telling someone, I was like, I miss how I was when I was younger because I wasted my drinking skills because now I can't do 3 drinks, right? Like, and I'm done. I used to be able to stick a straw in a bottle of Svedka.
I did too.
Me and my friend, instead of bringing around, like, you know how you do a red cup with drinks, I would walk around with a Tito's bottle.
I was that person too.
And I would finish it.
Bottles.
And it's the entire liquor bottle. That's crazy. Can you imagine doing that now?
No.
Like, put a straw in it and hold it and finish in one.
But then again, were you okay after that?
No,
Yeah.
I fell over a beer pong table and almost knocked down a whole basketball
That's the
hoop.
point. We would do it. We can't even handle it.
Okay, that's true. I didn't handle it well.
No, you could do it, but you can't handle it.
We would do that, and then we would I used to love, that's kind of why I thought that today would be really fun, because I remember when smoking was activity, so we'd get snacks, so we got like Uber Eats, McDonald's, we would combine cereals because her mom always had a bunch of cereal. So we would take like 2 or 3 cereals, pour them together, eat them with milk while we're waiting on the McDonald's. We ate all the McDonald's, and then we just kept snacking on like trips and stuff. And then I think that we still were hungry, so since she got the McDonald's, I ordered Jack in the Box. And then by the end of it, I was like, I remember seeing the room spinning, and it was like the worst of my life too. It was terrible. It is terrible.
Yeah.
I could never go through that again.
I can't either.
Yeah, like the only time I've ever been close to that was like with like wax. But that's like, wax will never be like, if you do that on the regular, like, not to be like judgy and a hypocrite, but I'm like, are you good? To do that on the regular is like taking a shot of liquor all the time instead of a drink.
That's true. I feel like I would consider the Seattle one like a close one for you.
My worst trip.
with the bottle.
We've kind of told the story before on the moving episode, but I don't know if we got like super into detail, but I'll just like kind of give a very short recap. When we were in Seattle, this is how I got the idea to do liquid THC today, is because, guys, I will say that, like, let's say you've never smoked, your state is now legal, and you're in a legal state, and you're like, I want to try it, right? They are not all the same. Cashier might be like, these are all the same measurements. It's not the same. It's not the same. Every single one feels completely different because it like goes into your body a different way. So the liquids are really strong because it goes straight into your bloodstream. And I didn't know that. I had never had the liquids ones before. My friend handed it to me. I like just threw it back. She waited till like the very end to be like, wait, don't drink that much. I think that was calculated. I think I was set up. And we stop at like the market to get like mango juice and just like snacks for the road. And while we're walking in, there's this guy outside and he's like, do y'all have any cash? And we're like, no, sorry, we don't have any cash. We walk in, we get our stuff, and we come out. And he's like, do y'all have any cash now? And we're like, no, like we paid with card. Like we don't have cash. And he goes, effing F words. He calls this the F slur. I can't even repeat it because I don't say that word. And so then I turn around because I gave a fuck and I was like, we're F words, but you are the one asking us for money. And Kai's like, yeah, you broke ass or something. Or maybe it was reversed.
I said the first one.
Oh, okay. Then I said the second one.
Yeah.
And the guy
starts fucking dashing at us.
Like, you know, Sonic the Hedgehog? He went from the front of the store straight to my car like a torpedo. Like a freaking bullet. Just, he starts
It was
sprinting.
actually so scary.
No.
And so I was literally like, Olaya, get the fuck in the car. Get up. Get it.
Get in the car. Like, we were running to the car. Like, hurry up. Get in.
And then all of a sudden, you see him jump over the car's hood and spits on it.
Spits on the window. He, like, did a whole, like, what are these people?
Park hour?
Pacower?
What? Pacower? No, park hour.
No, but, like, what's that thing we see on movies where they're like, da-da-da-da-da, and ninja?
Oh, yeah.
The ninjas where they have a standing, they tuck and roll, and then they get off the hood. That's what he did. If you're not watching, my sunglasses are going on. What's your favorite, like, way to smoke? What do you like the most?
Honestly, I really like the drinking version because it's so easy.
It is so, and you forget that you did it.
I have really truly been hating the taste of weed. I grew out of that.
Yeah.
Maybe my, like, what's that called?
Frontal lobe.
Yeah.
Well, they say that your frontal cortex develops at 23, and then your lobe at 25.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
think mine finally developed.
I think mine too. I have some questions, and I have a game that I want us to play. We're gonna do a tease me real quick. Tease me. Questions.
Stories.
Advice. Okay, our first question. Moving to Vegas from Seattle, and the pros and cons you have felt so far since being here. Ooh, pros and cons going from Seattle to Vegas. I would say a pro would be the weather and the amount of things to do.
I would say, wait, pros and cons, like.
It's like saying, what do you like about Vegas now?
Oh, okay. I would say pros. There's a lot more people here. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a small town, but it's also not a small town. Yeah. Or, I mean, city. It's a small city, but not too small. Yeah.
I would say the only cons for me personally are Vegas has a lot more opportunities than Seattle for sure. but I think that Seattle has a lot more access getting into their opportunities. Like Vegas has so many opportunities, but it's so hard to become a part of it. Where Seattle doesn't have that many opportunities, but they are very inclusive and like will offer you something. You won't have to search too hard. Vegas is very like who you know, very exclusive.
It's very it girl.
And the only other one would be that Washington was by the ocean. Okay, next question. When y'all were meeting family at the beginning, how did y'all handle the anxiety and worry? Worried for me, lol. Oh no, you'll be great. I think that the only way to fuck up meeting someone else's parents is to overthink it. I think that if you just act nice, like, okay, there's 3 things that you can do to win them over. Be nice, laugh at their jokes, eat their food, and say it's good. Boom.
That's extremely true. Be super loving towards your person.
Yeah, but not the cringy lovey to where you're making everyone comfortable.
Yeah.
More of like the lovey, like I love
Help
you.
out
But then,
too.
yeah.
Like show that you help them out.
But I think you have to crack a few jokes about them too. If like, you maybe not make your own, but if like, let's say your mom or dad is making a joke, be like, haha, I remember when they did that. You know what I mean? So like, it's like this like cute, playful teasing, not like you're getting mad at them or
Yeah.
yeah, you fucking bitch.
Who are you with?
You know those couples when you hang out with them and you're like, oh my god, the vibe is so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, how do you deal with the anxiety?
Oh yeah.
Smoke.
I feel like I definitely had more anxiety than you did meeting my parents.
I'm a natural people person, so that might be why I was very blasé about it.
Yeah.
But what was that like for you?
I think for me, it was kind of like, it was definitely nerve-wracking. I feel like when you like actually want someone's family to like you, like it's just so much worse because you're thinking about every single little detail. And so like, I knew your mom just from like what you told me, but like I was about to meet your mom, so I was like, I definitely have to win her over.
Yeah.
And I have.
No, my mom was like obsessed with Kai. It's so annoying. I was telling Kai how Kai will literally put their freaking laundry on my podcast couch, guys. The disrespect to Tease Nation. And I was like, Mom, like, it's so messed up. And my mom goes, well, you may not like this solution, but I think the best way to go about this is to just do Kai's laundry and put it up. What? For me to deal with being annoyed, I have to take on a chore.
That's actually so funny. It's so funny because like your mom said that to you.
I know. Oh my gosh, remember we had a roommate in our fight over the laundry?
I don't even want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, I genuinely have like trauma from that. I actually think about it at least once a week, and that's something I never wanted to mention.
You think about that once a week?
Yeah, like I actually, sometimes it'll keep me up at night. Wait, actually yesterday I didn't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. because that was part of something that I was thinking about.
Can I just tell the ending, not the whole story?
Yeah, I guess.
Basically, the girl was very mean to me and Kai. We thought that we were friends, but the disrespectfulness came later on from us overhearing how she spoke about us to other people. So I was already kind of upset, but I didn't say anything because she didn't know that we knew.
I'm like already disassociating.
Guys, like, if y'all aren't watching, guys, like, bent over looking at the ground, like, yeah, that's what happened. But so then I put in my laundry in the washing machine, right? And it was Sunday. Everyone else had a chance to do laundry. This was the first day I was using it in like a week and a half. I washed my clothes, right? I'm talking to Kai in the room. I hear the dryer going, and I'm like, that's weird. I didn't put my clothes in there. So I look and I see that she took my wet clothes out of the washing machine and she put them on top of the dryer. Not in the dryer. Like, even when I lived in a dorm, if someone had moved your clothes, they would just put it in the dryer. You don't have to turn it on, but just that way it's in there, you know what I mean? No, like on the dead top of it, not inside of the dryer, not drying, and put her clothes in. I've told you really bad friendship stories, but the most like terrible that I've ever reacted to something was to the laundry. Because that's just like, it's objectively disrespectful. Like with my friends, everything was kind of subjective. Like you could interpret it differently maybe, or maybe like you don't know their whole story. You can't give me a backstory that would make it okay to throw someone's wet clothes just on top of a surface. Like, there's no, like, wait, like, you can't even give me a backstory. You can't tell me something happened with your mom or dad.
Okay, I'm not excusing her behavior.
I'm not be going on and on.
I'm not excusing the fact that the person, like, did that to Alea's laundry.
Yeah.
But I would like to point out that Alea We constantly yell at not just her, but at me about dishes and cleanliness, like constantly. There's been like 4 years that have passed by. Sometimes I like look back on it and I'm like, honestly, like if I had a new person in my apartment, and yes, she also pays for her portion, but like she just comes in here out of nowhere. She just starts yelling at me about how I've been living and doing my thing. I think I would also personally be peeved and annoyed. Not I wouldn't like do the laundry thing to someone, but like a part of me is like you're not the only thing from
Okay.
here.
Here's what I will say though. I didn't move into like her and Kai's apartment. Like it wasn't like
Yeah.
a girlfriend. Like, hey guys. No, we knew her before. We would hang out with her, and we planned to start a lease. But Kai and her both wanted to move out early. Regardless, I'm not going to leave Texas until August. So if y'all want to move it in May, cool. But it wasn't like I just invaded her space. So like since from the jump it was ours. And yeah, I'm gonna say something. There's red sauce everywhere, and you haven't done the dishes, and your stuff is dirty. Like, but I will acknowledge that I could have gone about it better because I would take photos and just send it in the group text and be like, "Do a bunch of guys live here?"
They were my friend. Like they were somebody I considered to be very close to me in the military at that time, and like she was my girlfriend, and so like I just felt like I was just in the middle of like a war zone pretty much like every day. Even like you saying like, oh, like technically like it was our name on the lease, so like that put a different perspective.
Yeah, our
for
name
me.
was also on the lease, not hers.
Yeah.
I was doing her a favor.
But you were hollering out there. You were hollering a little bit.
I will acknowledge, wow, it's crazy how like growth makes you a better person, because guys, I'm not even joking you. You know when they say like there's two sides to every story, like think about the other person's perspective. There wasn't a second, a minute, an hour since these 4 years that I have ever considered her perspective. I literally, when you said that she might have a perspective, I was kind of like, what?
To be fair, yeah, this is like, okay, like this isn't too big of a deal. No, what we did after was kind of fucked up.
Okay, you know what I will say? It was giving Real Housewives. It was giving, if y'all watch Atlanta right now, Britt and Kenya, where Britt threatened Kenya with a pistol, which is like terrible. The roommate didn't hold a gun, but she did something really objectively bad. So then I reacted like Kenya, so Kenya leaked the girl's nudes on a poster board in front of everyone. I busted out her door and ripped her to shreds, and then she had to move out because she was getting restationed. So we just ended our lease. What happened was we didn't have hot water for months.
Yeah.
So we had a right to end it, but we just hadn't done it because we're like, we all live here.
Yeah.
So Sish said she was moving, but she was coming back later. We were like, you're going to have to find a different place when you come back.
She was gonna pay us monthly to have it there, basically like a
I didn't
storage.
know that.
It
Maybe
part of
I
the
was a
rent.
bitch.
That's honestly why I'm saying it now, because I'm like, no, guys, it gets a little worse.
Wait, so every day that you're like, I think about every day, you're thinking how I was. Do you get the ick? Or are you like, oh, Alea is like so cunty? Tell
You
me.
used to be. I was too. Like we were both equally cunty, just in very different ways.
So when I fought with my friends, did that moment appear to you every time? And you kind of going,
Honestly, now that you think about it, like yeah. Anyway, so she offered to pay for the thing.
I didn't know I scarred
and we
you.
Said, and we said, actually, you can't leave your stuff because we're gonna end the lease. And she was like, well, where am I supposed to put all? Keep in mind, she was leaving. She was literally deploying in like 2 days. Like it wasn't like a couple months notice or like weeks notice.
Oh my god, we're assholes.
She was literally like leaving in 2 days.
Oh my god, now I know
And
where my
that's my
karma's
fault.
probably coming from.
Honestly, like probably. Honestly, I remember feeling so bad. I was like, fuck, like I like don't want to say this because that's so terrible. And then she was like, I don't even think that they'll let you do that. And I don't know why that sentence like stick to me so hard that I looked at Elaine and I was like, we need to end our lease.
To be fair, she called us the F word.
Okay, she didn't call us the F word.
She was on the phone with her friend and she called
she
him
made-
the F word.
Yeah.
And then she said, oh, sorry, my roommates are that.
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know if it's the weed or me just like becoming like really mature lately. But I'm like, now that I can look from outside lens, I can see how I could be tough.
Yeah.
Would you say that like with you I come on strong with like us living together?
A little bit, but honestly, like personally, I don't really care. Mm-hmm. Like deep down, I really don't care because I know that it's like one, it's for the well-being of our apartment. Yeah. So I don't really actually trip.
You know that we wore these exact outfits together to a pajama party. I've never gotten hit on so much than I did wearing pajamas.
What?
Yeah, the whole time we were walking, guys were like, hey.
Oh, okay.
And pajamas. Oh no, not by women.
But you know, it's Seattle. Like everybody wears some crazy stuff too.
I think Seattle, if you wear shorts, it's just like, hey, like slut.
That's true.
Like I was walking around in a crop top and shorts here. No one looked twice at me. I saw 5 other people with the same outfit or like an even smaller one. Let's do an Operation Tease, guys. These segues are not segueing, so like whatever. Let's do a game because we should probably get off the mics pretty soon. Our game is going to be this really cool thing called Dream Blunt Rotation. So you give the other person a category and you say your dream blunt rotation, or you could do your nightmare blunt rotation.
Good dream, animal, blunt rotation.
Good dream animal blunt rotation would be a cheetah, a bunny, and...
What do you think the bunny would say?
Why are you smoking weed on my day, bitch?
What? I thought you were gonna make like some bunny joke. That was crazy.
Because Easter.
Oh, okay. Literally, it like had nothing to do with it at all.
Okay, my last one would be a dolphin.
Mine would be sea lion, panda, tiger.
You've thought about this too much. Wait, I said you thought about this too much. For anyone who didn't understand. Okay, dream blunt rotation, lesbians.
Okay, obviously Kaylani. Who else is good?
I don't know, people. I could change it if you want to.
Can you do nightmare?
Nightmare blunt rotation, lesbians.
Jojo Siwa, Chapel Road, Avery Cyrus.
Dang. Dream blunt rotation, sports.
Sport.
This is a sports podcast.
You said dream?
Yeah.
Soccer. Basketball. What else is there?
I would say that your dream one would be like the sport that you would want your kid to be in.
Soccer.
You already said soccer.
Basketball.
You already said basketball.
I guess they can play lacrosse.
I would say my dream blunt rotation sports, track,
Cheerleading.
cheerleading, and basketball. How did you know those were my dream ones?
I just know you.
It's the only sports I appreciate.
Yeah, it really is.
You ended off. Bada boom.
Nightmare, blunt rotation, rappers.
Oh my god, nightmare blunt rotation. Wait, we should do nightmare and dream.
Okay.
We could bust these out. Nightmare would be 6ix9ine.
Oh, that's a good one.
I hate him. I literally like.
That's a good
hate
one.
him so much. 6ix9ine, and then also who's that one rapper that I don't like? Like every time his songs come on the gym, I'm like, not him. Central C.
Does he have a British accent?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah.
Central C.
What?
I can't stand his Central
He's
C.
so cute.
So nightmare would be 6ix9ine, Central C, and Blueface.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. I would say dream blunt rotation would be The Weeknd's not a rapper.
No.
But he would be Dream. I would say dream blunt rotation for rappers would be Glorilla, Lotto, and Future.
Okay. Nice. My nightmare dream blunt rotation. Eminem.
There's a group of people that would eat
Rick
you up.
Ross.
Oh, 2 groups of people.
My dream would honestly be A Boogie with the Hoodie.
Oh yeah.
Glorilla. Low-key Childish Gambino. I feel like he would be really funny.
Oh my god, he's like so talented.
Yeah, I feel like he would be really funny.
Honestly, I never think of him as a rapper. Not because that he doesn't rap, but I'm like, you know how there's rappers, there's actors, and then there's
like
the
actual talent.
and then there's the people who could do
Yeah.
every single thing flawlessly, and their work has no bounds. I think of him like that. Like he's just a star. He could act, he could sing, he could make like a bunch of great music, that he could like do a critique on society. Like he's just like one of those people that like has no bounds for sure.
He definitely doesn't get enough credit.
No, honestly. Damn, justice for Childish Gambino is the whole message of this podcast. Okay, guys, justice for Childish Gambino. Rate the podcast 5 stars. My camera's overheating right now. Subscribe on YouTube. Watch on social medias. Instagram at Tease Pod, at Tease Podcast, everything else. Mine is at Alea Antoine, at Kai Garcia. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Wait, let me do it here. Ready? Bye.